Hello. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a Lego Le Mans. Just in case you're unaware, a Le Mans prototype is a sporting event where we have these cars racing around circuits for 24 hours. Now, before I get started with the build, I'm going to show you a few reference pictures I use when I make the Lego Le Mans car. The first one you've seen is a Peugeot 908. This next one, I even got some inspiration from video games such as the Sold Art Crenelle from Ridge Racer 6, Unbounded and PS Vita. Another example of a real-life Le Mans prototype is the famous British Le Mans car, the Bentley Speed 8. But pretty much all in all, the Le Mans prototype that I'm making is actually a few modifications from the Chaux from Crash Team Racing. Here's one that I made in a previous video just so you get the idea. But this one's going to be slightly modified. So first, as usual, here are all the pieces you're going to need to make it. Pause the video now so you can keep track of all the pieces here that you'll need. And now we can start. Just like in every video, we will always start with the chassis and the wheels will be applied last. So first, we're going to focus on the door. To start off, you're going to need two 1x3 plates. If you've watched these videos before, then you know what's going to appear at the end in the cockpit. That's right, it's the steering wheel. Now, I am aware that some Le Mans cars don't exactly have doors that open and close properly, but I decided to put these on my model just to give it a bit of a change. So, as per usual, we'll need these 1x3 doors. They have these small L and R ones so you know where they go. And you want to put them on top of the 1x3 plates as so. Now, one more thing we're going to need for the doors before we focus on everything else are a couple of cheese wedges in red. Obviously, you can pick any colour you want, but I'm going with a colour theme of red with yellow stripes. And you want to put them on the doors as so. Excuse me. So for the underparts of the chassis, we're going to put in a total of 4 2x2 corner pieces. And you want to put them on like so. Now, inside them, you want to put in a 1x4 plate. You want to put one at the front, and then you want to put one in the back. So next, we're going to need another 2 2x2 corner pieces. I'm going to put these on top of the 1x4s we added earlier to help secure them in place. And the same also goes for the back. Now for these parts here, I think it's pretty obvious, but you'll need 1x2 plates to fill in those holes. And that's just what we're going to do. Now for the axle parts here, we're going to need two 2x4 mud guards. One at the front and one at the back. That's pretty much the main base to making the whole body itself, but this is where we're going to separate the front from the back. So let's do the front. For the sides, we're going to need two 2x2 cheese slopes in transparent. So you want to put one here and another here. For the middle part, you can either use one 1x2 cheese slope or two 1x1 cheese slopes. It doesn't really matter. Now for these here, we're going to need some 1x2 cheese slopes with grills on. And for the middle part, we're going to need a 2x2 modified slope with no studs on. It's quite hard to get these pieces, but I got this in a classic LEGO Racers red bullet set. Then you will put it on like so. And that's the front part done. So the front of this car looks just like the front of a Le Mans car. Now next we're going to focus on the back. For the ends, you're going to need two 1x1 plates in transparent red. Now for the middle part, we're going to need a 1x2 plate. Now for the next part, we're going to need two 1x1 plates again, but in normal red. And you want to put them on top of the transparent red from earlier. Then in this gap, we're going to be sticking in a 2x3 red plate. That will hold everything together. Now we're going to need a 1x4 plate. And we want to put it here. And in the middle just here, we want to put down a 1x2 plate. As for the corners here, we're going to need two 1x1 plates in black. I will explain to you what these black pieces are once the model is complete. So next we'll need two 1x2 slope pieces just like this and attach them to the back. And then for this part we're going to need two 1x1 tiles on top of the black 1x1 plates you put on earlier. Now we're going to put on the back wedge on the back of this car. To do that, you'll either need two 1x2 slopes, or you can use one 2x2 slope, and then you want a 1x2 plate with a matching colour, which in this case I'm going to go for yellow. And then you want to put it right here. Now finally, before we add the wheels, we need the rear wing. To make the rear wing, you need two 1x2 plates and one 1x4 tile. Put them on top of each other like this. And then stick it in place here. And lastly, we need the wheels. Obviously, you can use any type of wheel you want. Although I don't recommend going for the wide wheels as they'll make the car look ugly. And there you go, that's how you make it. Now, I did explain to you that these black pieces here, they're actually supposed to represent the air intakes on the rear fenders of the Le Mans car. Take the Peugeot 908, for example. It's got air holes on the back fenders here, and it's just like on the car. So if you followed all the instructions correctly, yours should look like this. Obviously, Lego Digital Designer doesn't have the printing of the classic red bullet from the classic Lego Racers set. So before we wrap up this video, we're going to do a bit of comparison of this compared to the Chaux I made earlier last week. So this is what the Le Mans car looks like, and here's what the Chaux looks like from Crash Team Racing. The most obvious difference is that I've changed the alignment of the headlights. On the Chaux, they're down at the front, but on my original model, they're actually the slopes. Now, regarding the 2x2 modified slope with no studs, you can't get one of these in blue, so I use slope bricks instead. One of the most obvious differences is that on this one, I actually used two 1x3 bricks because I didn't have any of these doors in yellow, and I think it looks better that way. The doors on this one, I just decided to add that to make it look more unique. And this model has no air intake, just thought on the back. Just thought I'd try something different. So that's the Chaux car compared. Now I'm going to show you one more, which is another version I made, but it's got a few different coloured bricks. So we have the original red one here, and here is my black variant. Comparing the differences, the original is fully red, but like I've said, you can pick any colours you want. I picked red and yellow because I think it's a nice colour. But for this one, instead of using full red and yellow stripes, I used full black with red stripes. And instead of using normal wheels, I decided to use these shiny 5-spoke wheels, and I changed the headlights to transparent yellow instead of transparent clear. And as per usual, I've made that on Lego Digital Designer as well. These 2x2 modified slopes are a bit hard to find, although on Lego Digital Designer they're known as motors. Don't ask why. But that's all I can tell you about how to make the Lego Le Mans car. Bye.